The possible outcomes of a global crisis involving the United States, NATO, and several powerful adversaries are unimaginable. The Iranian military seeks to gain the upper hand in their conflict with the US and NATO armed forces, employing cunning tactics to keep their adversaries guessing. As tensions continue to rise, the Iranian military makes a calculated decision to begin moving military assets, primarily missiles, across their territory in an attempt to confuse their adversaries. This maneuver is designed to make it difficult for US and NATO intelligence to accurately determine the location and capabilities of Iran's missile forces, thereby hindering their ability to plan and execute countermeasures. In response, the United States and NATO are forced to adapt their intelligence gathering and surveillance operations to keep pace with Iran's constantly shifting military landscape. This requires a significant increase in resources, collaboration between member nations, and innovative approaches to intelligence analysis. As this high-stakes game of cat and mouse unfolds, both sides must continually adjust their strategies, pushing the limits of their respective military and technological capabilities. The outcome of this dangerous contest could have a profound impact on the overall course of the conflict, and may even determine the balance of power in the region. Want to see more? You can now binge-watch all episodes of our series on our website. Get started today and explore the potential of the next world war. As the conflict between the United States, NATO, and Iran intensifies, the US military decides to employ a new tactic, launching a series of cyber attacks against the Iranian government and their military infrastructure. These cyber attacks are designed to disrupt Iran's command and control systems, cripple their communication networks, and sabotage their defense capabilities. The United States hopes that by weakening Iran's infrastructure, they can gain a strategic advantage in the conflict and minimize the need for direct military engagement. However, executing a successful cyber campaign is no simple task. It requires the collaboration of multiple US government agencies, as well as coordination with NATO allies. Cyber warfare experts must work tirelessly to identify vulnerabilities in Iran's networks and develop the sophisticated malware necessary to exploit these weaknesses. As the cyber attacks unfold, Iran scrambles to defend its infrastructure, employing their own cyber defense experts to identify and neutralize the threats. This digital battlefront creates an intense race against time, with both sides striving to outmaneuver and outsmart each other. While the United States and NATO have a significant advantage in terms of cyber warfare capabilities, Iran's resilience and determination should not be underestimated. The success of the cyber campaign is far from guaranteed, and the risk of Iran retaliating with their own cyber attacks against US and NATO targets remains high. Moreover, the international community watches these cyber attacks with concern, as they raise important questions about the legality and ethics of using cyber warfare as a weapon in international conflicts. As cyber attacks become more prevalent, the rules of engagement in this new digital battleground are still being defined, and the long-term consequences are uncertain. As the cyber warfare campaign against Iran continues, the United States and NATO must weigh the potential risks and benefits of this strategy. Will these cyber attacks lead to a de-escalation of the conflict, or will they provoke Iran to retaliate, potentially escalating the situation further? As the conflict between the United States, NATO, and Iran continues to escalate, US military command begins to assess various strategies for attacking or engaging with Iranian military forces. However, they soon grow increasingly concerned about the potential for civilian or non-military casualties, as Iranian military infrastructure is often situated in close proximity to densely populated civilian areas. This presents a significant challenge for the US and NATO, as they must balance the need to neutralize Iran's military capabilities while minimizing harm to innocent civilians. The potential for collateral damage becomes a pressing ethical and strategic concern, and the United States must carefully consider the consequences of their actions. To address this concern, U.S. Military Command explores various options, including precision-guided munitions, which allow for more accurate targeting of military assets while reducing the risk of civilian casualties. Additionally, they consider implementing strict rules of engagement to further minimize the potential harm to non-combatants. Yet, despite these efforts, there is no foolproof method to eliminate the risk entirely. Military analysts acknowledge that even with the most advanced technology and stringent rules of engagement, the possibility of civilian harm cannot be eradicated completely. In parallel to their military planning, the United States and NATO also explore non-military avenues to address the conflict. They consider increasing diplomatic pressure on Iran, as well as economic sanctions, in the hopes of forcing the Iranian government to reconsider its actions and pursue a more peaceful resolution. However, the effectiveness of these non-military measures is uncertain, and the United States and NATO must remain prepared for the possibility of a full-scale military engagement. As they grapple with the complex issues surrounding civilian casualties and military necessity, they are forced to confront the harsh realities of modern warfare. The international community also plays a critical role in this delicate situation as they scrutinize the actions of the United States, NATO, and Iran. The potential for civilian casualties in this conflict raises important questions about the responsibilities of all parties involved and the need for a clear, ethical framework to govern the conduct of military operations. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay informed about the latest World War III worst-case scenario episodes. Thank you for watching. To stay up to date with our latest releases, all you've got to do is follow us across our various social media platforms. We're talking Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, we're there. Thank you for watching our channel. There's a whole lot more where that came from. Interested in binge-watching all episodes today? Head over to our website to access our entire media library using the URL link in the description. Ready to test your World War II knowledge? How many different countries were involved in the conflict of World War II? Provide your answer or response in the YouTube comment box below. Stay tuned for the right answer. The answer is 30 different countries or nations were involved in World War II. As the military conflict with Iran continues to evolve rapidly, the United States finds itself in a precarious position. After much deliberation, the U.S. Military Command agrees to send limited naval military support to the Middle Eastern region in an attempt to bolster their presence and deter further aggression from Iran. This decision is not without its risks, as increasing the U.S. military presence in the region could further escalate tensions and provoke a more aggressive response from Iran. Nonetheless, the United States believes that a strong show of force is necessary to demonstrate their commitment to maintaining peace and stability in the region. As U.S. naval forces make their way to the Middle Eastern region, they face a variety of challenges. Navigating the strategically vital Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway that serves as a crucial passage for global oil supplies, requires careful coordination and expert seamanship to avoid potential altercations with Iranian naval forces. The presence of U.S. naval forces in the region also raises concerns among other regional powers, such as Russia and China, who are closely monitoring the situation. The United States must engage in delicate diplomacy with these nations to avoid further complicating the already tense situation and to ensure that their actions are not misinterpreted as a threat. Despite the limited nature of the U.S. naval deployment, the arrival of American warships in the region sends a powerful message to Iran and the international community. The United States is determined to protect its interests and allies, and it is prepared to use force if necessary to maintain the delicate balance of power in the Middle East. As the United States continues to navigate the complex geopolitical landscape of the Middle East, they must remain vigilant and adaptable, adjusting their strategies to respond to the ever-changing dynamics of the conflict with Iran. In a shocking turn of events, as the United States naval forces arrive in the Middle Eastern region, Iran demonstrates its military prowess by launching a series of devastating ballistic missile attacks. These unexpected strikes managed to target and destroy most of the U.S. naval ships upon their arrival, sending a chilling message to the world and showcasing Iran's determination to assert its power in the region. The international community is left reeling from this aggressive act, as the loss of these naval vessels marks a significant setback for the United States and its efforts to stabilize the region. The attacks also demonstrate Iran's willingness to confront the U.S. military head-on, further escalating the conflict and heightening concerns about the potential for a full-scale war. In response to the loss of their naval forces, the United States must quickly reassess its military strategy in the region. With limited resources on hand, a rapidly deteriorating situation, and the need to balance regional stability with domestic concerns, U.S. military command faces a daunting challenge as it works to devise a plan of action to counter Iran's aggressive moves. As we move forward in this harrowing what-if scenario, the stakes continue to rise. The destruction of U.S. naval forces at the hands of Iran not only has significant implications for the conflict in the Middle East, but also for the broader geopolitical landscape and the delicate balance of power among global superpowers. In the aftermath of Iran's devastating missile attack on the U.S. naval forces, the remaining ships are able to retreat to safety, narrowly avoiding further destruction. With their resources stretched thin and facing multiple global conflicts, the United States military is left with a difficult decision to make. They must now grapple with the question of how to proceed in their confrontations with Russia, China, and the rapidly evolving conflict with Iran. As the situation grows increasingly complex and dangerous, the U.S. and its allies must navigate the treacherous terrain of geopolitical tension and weigh their options carefully. The choices they make in the coming days and weeks will shape the course of the conflict and have lasting consequences on the global stage. Want to see more? You can now binge-watch all episodes of our series on our website. Get started today and explore the potential of the next world war. Arm yourself with the power of advanced AI for video creation, high-quality copy generation, a diverse range of freelance services, top-notch hosting options, and the ultimate online privacy protection. Don't miss out on exclusive discounts and promotions. Sign up today by clicking on the links in the description. Your journey towards creating compelling content starts now.